We're going to have Tony come up, and then we're going to have Dick come up, and then Dino, you're next on the list after Dick, if that's okay with you, since you just got here. And then I'm thinking after Dino, we'll take our break and then get Susan set up for her set. So that's the plan. So Tony is very beloved here, because for how many years? 7 years he hosted the Wednesday night Speak Up open mic, the spoken word open mic here at the Wellness Street Cafe. And then he retired. And he's back, and I'm assuming you're going to tell us one of your stories.
Yes.
All right, please welcome Tony Toledo.
My Aunt Frances was my grandma's sister. She was the last one alive out of that family. And Aunt Frances, she was 91 years old. Aunt Frances, she had at her house, I'd go over there, and she had this one room that was full of dolls. And I thought it was kind of strange to have a grown woman love dolls so much. And she had dolls with red skirts on, and dolls with green hats, and dolls that had little baskets, every kind of conceivable doll, and she loved her dolls. And Aunt Frances, she was not the easiest person to love, because my sister Mary would call her up and say, Aunt Frances, you want to come over to lunch on Sunday? And she says, well, I will if I don't get a better offer. And when you get invited to Easter, you get invited for Christmas, and somebody says, I will if I don't get a better offer, people tend not to invite her back so much. And I found a book of postcards, and it had 30 dolls. It was all these postcards that were pictures of dolls from Germany in the 19th century. And there was a little doll holding up a newspaper. So I would write on the back of the postcard, Aunt Frances, I can't believe that I'm going to have the newspaper on Sunday. I always wonder if it's going to be the last time I ever get to hold a paper globe, you know, the Boston Globe in my hands. Is it all going to go digital? I don't know. And I would write, the first couple I would say I love you, and then the rest of them were fart jokes and putting stuff on the back and all about the dolls and such. And last summer, I got a letter from Aunt Frances. And it's only the third letter she's ever written me in her life. She was, I think in our sort of technology today, we would say that she would be special ed or slow, but she was there, she drove and she had her jobs and such. And she never married, she dated a couple guys. And her older sister Margaret had gotten polio when she was 18. And so Aunt Frances would drive Aunt Margaret around, and Aunt Margaret was this glowing person in her wheelchair where she just loved everybody and was the center of attention, and Aunt Frances sort of stood on the side over here. I don't know how much that affected her, but I was so tickled when I got this letter that said, hello Tony, I've been wondering who is that has been sending all these doll cards. Oh, it is Tony. Who is he? How do you like my paper that I am writing on? It is one of these companies that wants money, so they send these tablets to write on. They never get the money from me, but I save the paper to write to people like you. I got 20 different tablets, and so far no two are alike. I enjoy them very much. Today was trash day. I took the trash out, and last evening about all I can do. It's a little better this morning, empty for another week or two. I don't need a big fancy microwave. That is all I can do now that is fine. I see it as 11:15 a.m., getting time for lunch, for I have enough dinner from the other day to warm up. So that way it won't take long to get dinner. Are you one of those fancy people that dinner is in the evening, noon is lunch? I am an old country Jake that is the 3-meal breakfast, dinner, supper, though my supper is a sandwich and a warm drink like tea. I'll be gone for a while eating my warm-up meal. See you later. There for a while we were having 98-degree temperatures. The other night, should say evening, the wind picked up from the northwest, brought in some high winds and cooled us off. It will be that way for a while. We can enjoy it in good sleeping weather. This yard of mine, I sure show that I haven't done a thing in it. I get the yard mowed, but not around the weeds. More weeds, but doctor order is no heavy work of any kind. I know you don't know why. Well, here it is. It contained the heart. The doctors found out that my heart is the big trouble. It has a valve in the heart, and it has a hole in it, so it leaks into the big heart part. My age is against me. If I was in my early 80s, I could have operation to take care of it, but since I'm way past that stage, the answer is no. You see, I am 91. I am not in good health in any way or the way you look at it. No heavy work of any kind, not even housework. I can set and write, but lots of times I don't feel good. It seems that I can get one thing wrong with me, get it healed, and then another thing pops up that I didn't know, but I do now. My eyesight is something I can only see some, but not like it should be. Some days, when I get the paper, I either read it or not, and then it goes out with the rest. So I can say I have half my eyesight. I give up on driving my car, thank God, for I was having a hard time to see and drive, so I had the license given up. I know that I'm getting those eyes of yours sore for reading all this. Don't work too hard, Francis. And I just love that letter. And then Francis had died last month. And then my siblings told me, wait till you get the letter. And I said, what letter? And they said, wait till you get the letter. And I said, really? I'm going to get another letter from Francis? And they said, not from Francis. It's from Wiener, Yoder, Hill, and Weber, attorneys. The last will and testament of Francis G. Roslin. I, Francis G. Roslin, presently residing in the township of Delaware, county of Defiance, Ohio, being of lawful age and sound and disposing mind and memory, do make, publish, and declare the following to be my last will and testament, hereby revoking all wills and codicils made before me. I will and bequeath to my niece, Mary G. Johnson, my old wooden churn. I give and bequeath to Mary Ann Ankney my dining room table and the 6 chairs. I always wondered if Mary wanted those. I give and bequeath to my friend, Reverend Father Todd Dominique, my St. Joseph statue, my Blessed Virgin withstand, St. Teresa picture the little flower, cross on stand, Blessed Virgin Mary planters, blue and white ones. I give and bequeath to the Holy Cross Catholic School of Defiance, the Blessed Virgin Mary planter with rosary, the older Blessed Virgin, the black St. Francis, the brown St. Francis, the Blessed Virgin in reed basket, plus all articles that are religious you find in the home goes to Holy Cross Catholic School in Defiance. And here is my crowning glory. I give and bequeath the sausage stuffer in the attic of my home to Lola Buff. That's my mother. She died 4 years ago. It was given to me by the great-grandparents in the Buff family. I have 4 sisters and a brother. I am now 1/6 owner of a sausage-making machine. And all of you look at me different now. The rill has been read here. I give and bequeath the following name dolls to the Sauter Village Museum in Archibald, Ohio. The cowboy doll, my big baby doll with the baby dress and shoes, plus the hood that mother tattered and the hairpin lace that was Margaret's and the old teddy bear in the doll's lap. The doll inside the plastic cage of Margaret that was a German doll. The plastic cage of Margaret? Makes it seem like Margaret was in a plastic cage, but I never saw that. The pink bride with the handkerchief part of the veil from the Spanish-American War. Please note that they can go to my doll book to get more information on these bequests. Additionally, I give and bequeath the old glass boat to Sauter Village Museum. Please note this item was found west of White Mill in a ditch by a railroad back in the early 1900s after a train wreck of a family moving. I give and bequeath to the rest of my dolls, animals, and teddy bears to Patricia Hebert of Bryan, Ohio to sell and deliver the proceeds therefrom to Sauter Village Museum for the upkeep of the dolls given them in the preceding paragraph. She doesn't give money to living people, but she takes care of her dolls. How much do they need? Do you have to dust them every day? Is it in the other parts that she turns in? For her payment in doing this, I give and bequeath to Patricia the doll that has the ribbon and the net as part of the doll's skirt. I directed that my fiduciaries shall sell all the items in my sewing den, and the money received therefrom shall go to Sauter Village Museum to provide for the upkeep of the bequest dolls. I give and bequeath all of the canned, glass, and packaged food that has not been opened to the food bank, and any remaining food in the freezer goes to Richard Ankney family. And I got this, and we had the best text going back and forth. And my brother-in-law had said, wow, I hope this doesn't change all of you. Now that you're going to be 1/6 sausage owners. And my brother had said to my sister, oh, the sausage maker should go to the oldest child. I often heard Mom saying, oh yes, Terry, this is your great inheritance. Aunt Frances will leave the sausage maker to you. And then Terry texts back, oh no, Bobby. Mom had told me that the sausage maker should go to the youngest one so that they will be able to make sausage for the entire world. And we said that Colonel Sanders started out with one friolator and took over the world. So now we are the joint owners of the sausage machine.
That's cool.